The U.S. and Israel voiced their strong opposition to a request from the Palestinian Authority to join the International Criminal Court. In Afghanistan, at least 26 people have been killed by a rocket that hit a house during a wedding party in the southern province of Helmand. And the recent oil market slump erases most of the stock gains made earlier in 2014 by Persian Gulf Arab countries, I should say, which host most of the world's top producers. It is just past midnight in Jerusalem, Al-Quds. This is PressTV's World News. The Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has signed a request for Palestine to join the International Criminal Court, the ICC. Abbas also signed applications to join 20 other international conventions during a meeting broadcast live on TV. Palestinians are hoping that an ICC membership will pave the way for war crimes prosecutions against Israeli officials for their atrocities perpetrated against Palestinians over the past decades. Just a day earlier, the UN Security Council rejected a Palestinian draft resolution on ending the Israeli occupation. The Hague-based ICC can prosecute individuals accused of genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes. The Palestinian ICC bid has been strongly opposed by Israel and the United States. As I just said, Israel and the United States have been quick to react to the Palestinian president's request for Palestine to join the International Criminal Court. The Israeli Prime Minister said the Palestinian Authority should be more afraid of having formed a unity government with Hamas in the Gaza Strip rather than fearing Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu compared what he called Hamas war crimes to that of ISIL terrorists operating in Syria and Iraq. The U.S. has also strongly opposed the Palestinian bid, calling it counterproductive. The State Department said the move would not increase Palestinians' aspirations for a sovereign and independent state. To discuss that further, I joined Mr. Alfred Webre, who is an international lawyer, and he's joining us live now via Skype from Vancouver in Canada. Mr. Webre, how do you feel about this ICC bid?
Well, first, it should be recognized that Palestine has every right to join the ICC and sign the Rome Treaty. In fact, the Palestinian Authority signed over 20 international agreements on Wednesday, including the Convention on the Political Rights of Women, the Convention on Cluster Munitions, the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, and 20 other agreements. Under ICC rules, the Palestinian Authority will have to wait 60 days from the signing of the Rome Statute before filing cases at the court. Of course, Israel is having an election at the time. But after this 60-day time period is over, the UN Security Council has the power to stop any ICC investigations that may be ongoing by the Palestinians. The UN Security Council has the power to stop these, and the ICC prosecutor's office can decide whether investigations should lead to prosecutions. However, here, finally, the Palestinians are taking under their own steam, are asserting sovereignty at the world level. And even though the allies of Israel, a major war crimes power, may continue to attempt to put roadblocks in their stead, at least the Palestinians can prepare all their evidence and prepare court filings and make these public so that at least the wider public begins to understand, as many other world bodies, including the UN Commission on Human Rights and the Kuala Lumpur War Crimes Tribunal that Israel and the IDF have committed sustained war crimes against Palestine and the Palestinian people.
So then going forward, Mr. Webre, what does this mean for Palestinians vis-a-vis accountability, vis-a-vis better human rights, or even statehood?
What this means is a very powerful arena at which the Palestinian Authority can now introduce objective facts and evidence showing that that the State of Israel is carrying out a sustained campaign of genocide against the Palestinians, which started in 1948 with the expulsion of over 1.5 million Palestinians from their homeland and displacing them to make room for Israelis, most of whom are Khazars, are not from that region. It's a classical case of genocide and crimes against humanity. And now this can be tried under the color of law in the full view of all nations of all stripes. And penalties can be sought, jail terms can be issued, and from that, civil suits for compensation and other damages can be brought. So this is a beginning step to bring justice to over 60 years of sustained genocide that was started with essentially political fixes in England and with Harry S. Truman, who was given huge sums of money in paper bags in his re-election campaign by the Zionists with the promise that he would back the genocidal establishment of the State of Israel, usurping Palestinian homelands.
Okay, we'll leave it there at that. But as always, we do appreciate your insight. That was Mr. Alfred Webre, who was speaking to us live from Vancouver.
Thank you very much.